Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Susan.
I'm Tab.
And we are MCU Explained. And today we are doing a quick mini episode on Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. The trailer drop. This is the second trailer. The first one was more of like a teaser.
Yeah,
So,
I think this is the first one that's like a real trailer. I feel like teaser used to mean short, and now teaser means no information.
that's true. Teaser means let's not tell you anything about the story. And this one has a lot more about the story. Plus Michelle Yeoh, and I love her.
Love her.
Yeah, love her. Like, love her.
So there's a lot of channels that do like deep breakdowns of trailers and stuff. So we don't need to do that. We're just gonna talk about our thoughts.
We're simple girls with simple explanations.
Yes.
Sure. That's it. Anyway.
Yeah. For example, Shang-Chi has daddy issues, and that's what this movie is about.
Though I'm like a little bummed that they went with such a basic story for him when he has like crazy outlandish stories they could have gone with. However, I get it. Origin story, they have to start simple in order to get extraordinary. And once they do, I'm hoping that Shang-Chi becomes the liaison between the Avengers and the West Coast Avengers. What? I'll say it again. West Coast Avengers are happening, people. I swear it. I swear that's happening. Anyway.
Yes. So his dad is the Mandarin.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So we've seen the Mandarin in the MCU, which was that actor in
like face.
Yeah, they did a fake out Mandarin for the first Mandarin. I will be interested in if there's any justification or explanation why this person calls themselves the Mandarin. Like, did he like it from he thought that joke was funny, that or he wants to be associated with those things? Doesn't seem like it. He has his whole own
I'm just like
thing.
You don't understand how bummed out I was with that whole situation.
I remember being more like, wait, what is happening?
I literally was like, so the MCU hasn't really taken any missteps before, but this is a huge misstep. What the fuck are they doing with the Mandarin here?
Yeah. But it is nice to see that they understand they did a misstep and now they are.
And they have the actual rings this time.
Yes.
Even though they're not on his fingers.
I think two things there. One, too close to the gauntlet.
Fair.
And then two, the visuals that they've shown in the trailer so far of using the rings are very cool.
Phenomenal. I'm like, I say like, you know, they're not on his fingers, but really like one that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, especially in the MCU. So this is a welcomed adjustment to like just watching them do this and like take them back, like, them around. Like that's so much more powerful than like what would they do? Spirit fingers? Yeah. Also, we have a lot of characters besides Gauntlet. Like we have Doctor Strange, who's very finger oriented, and Wanda very finger oriented. So we can't. And since Shang-Chi is definitely a part of this whole phase, we definitely can't have just 3 people standing around doing this.
For the sorcerers and for Wanda, they work with dancers who do tutting, which is like that really those tiny hand dances movements that are very difficult to do, and you have to like really exercise your hands. I always thought that was cool.
That is very cool.
Okay. So also, I guess the Mandarin, again, Shang-Chi's father, sent people to kill him, but said they wouldn't be able to. Seems like a weird thing to do.
I mean, the Mandarin's a real fucked up villain, so the fact that he would go after his own son just to see, or just to prove that his son was powerful, doesn't surprise me at all. That whole situation, I was just like the daddy issue thing is clearly something that's going to be an issue in the movie, and I just I can't, like, I'm glad that that trope's happening, but also I'm like not happy about that trope. I'm really interested to see the mother, because like I know we'll get there because you're doing a breakdown, but like the mother was the most interesting part to me about the trailer.
I thought so too.
Mhm.
We could talk about her now. Yeah. Clearly a different relationship with his mother.
And
Very
she's
different.
what? Oh, she's an airbender.
Boy, it sure looks like it. There's some
It looks like an airbender.
very cool, yeah, yeah, airbending and some crouching tiger stuff.
But
Just
definitely to me, it looked like Mother Nature, for lack of a better way of putting it. Like she was
oh,
definitely in touch with more natural elements. You saw her outside a lot
hmm,
more in every shot of hers. She was definitely like a hands-on, natural, outdoors type mother. And then whenever, in contrast, whenever you saw shots of the father, it was always like very industrial. The rain, there was a lot of steel.
dark.
When the thugs go after Shang Chi, it's in like a building like that looks very, um, like those kung fu movies that are in like the rubble and stuff like that, versus the mom who, like you said, was in a different type. Like it's two contrasting versions of like what we know as the Americanized like Chinese kung fu movie, is like the nature ones where they all take place in bamboo forests and stuff like that, versus like the industrial ones. And so I like that they're kind of going off of those two different styles, but making it comic book, and then also taking it a step further with putting it like in San Francisco, which is like a city that has both those types of elements to them. Like there's a huge Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. The Palace of Fine Arts is all very nature, but also there's like, you know, the Golden Gate Bridge, which is like a huge industrial architecture type structure. So I think it's really cool visually what they're doing with the styles.
I totally agree. I think that the what we've seen so far, just the way the shots are set up, the way everything is lit, the visuals in general are gorgeous. Like this looks like it's going to be a very pretty movie to
Oh
watch.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And then we both noticed that when Shang-Chi is using magic, it looks a lot like the sorcerer's magic, that he's maybe pulling from the same place as Doctor Strange,
Mm-hmm.
which makes
Mm-hmm.
sense.
Makes sense.
Well, that's available to you if you're willing to learn.
Yeah, for sure. Doctor Strange made himself a superhero learning that.
Yeah. Um, so you said like, well, we can't start with anything that's too fantastical, but we do see Shang-Chi go into the water and there's a dragon. Presumably the dragon that lives under Madripoor, and I do the air quotes because Madripoor is on his back in the
Yeah,
comic.
or
Like
something
it's a
like that.
part of him. Like
I don't know
so
that they're gonna go with it being a part of him.
yeah, he might just be sleeping under it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna have to do something a little more realistic than a city lives on the back of a dragon. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe they won't, and maybe that's absolutely the case.
um, do you have any other thoughts on the trailer in general before I get to the most important thing?
No, I don't, Tab. So let's get to what Tab considers the most important thing in the trailer.
Why is Wong fighting the abomination in a cage match?
Time variance.
Maybe?
No, I have no idea. My joke answers to Tab, because she's asked me this question several times before we shot this video. Time variance. Well, now we know what the sorcerers are doing, and now we know what happened to Abomination.
Someone else told me that maybe that's what Wong does for money because he didn't have any.
Oh, he always does. Yeah, he doesn't have money ever. Maybe
Um,
he gambles money because he like bets against himself or something. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
maybe. But maybe like a lot of,
He's clearly not good at it.
yeah, well, he's fighting the abomination. That's not great. That's not a good
He's a
situation.
sorcerer.
There's probably like rules. I don't know if he's there willingly. If he's
I'm
not,
sorry, they're in a
just
cage
open-
match. I'm pretty sure there aren't any rules in a cage match.
That's fair. But like, if
Cage
he
match
wanted
on Madripoor, there's even less rules.
he could probably just open a portal and leave if he didn't want to be there, I assume.
Which is why he doesn't have money. Because he's leaving before he's collecting, because he's just like piecing out. Mm-hmm.
We don't know where Shang-Chi is on the timeline.
We don't. I don't. Well, I don't.
Well,
Maybe someone does who wants to tell us.
Yes, if someone happens to know, it looks like to me that it's the present day for Shang-Chi is post blip.
Yeah.
But that's, I mean, the scene with the cage match could be during the blip.
It's true.
Because again, Wong was all by himself.
Yeah, it could be during. I mean, it could be during, or I feel like most things are going to be during or post right now.
Yes, me too.
Besides, obviously, Loki, because we're dealing with a different timeline. Yeah.
All over the place.
Yeah.
But I just.
Whatever Black Widow is. We know Black Widow's pre-Infinity War entirely. So.
Yes. Yeah. Black Widow is right before Infinity War.
Yeah.
Post Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I find it hard to believe that if Doctor Strange were somewhere like around, that he'd be like, oh cool, go do your cage match.
Or maybe he just really doesn't know.
Maybe he just really doesn't know. Wong's like, I'm gonna go out for a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, Doctor Strange clearly goes out to like go get sandwiches and stuff. So telling me Wong can't be like, oh, I'm gonna go get a drink with some other sorcerers, and then comes back and Steven's like, hey, what happened to your face? And he's like, nothing, don't worry about it. Our fight.
Magic it away.
Yeah. Time stone. Now it's not there anymore.
If this like shenanigan is why they haven't been around to like notice other stuff that's going on, I don't know. Mad isn't the right word, because I think like truly I would be delighted if they've just gotten distracted in Madripoor in this cage fighting thing.
I mean, I would be upset at Steven. I'm not upset at Wong, but I think I'd be upset because it doesn't seem like Steven to go to Madripoor and bet on cage matches. That is not what he's about. Like, he wouldn't do that.
They're investigating, probably. There's probably something going on and they're like trying to figure it out.
And this comes down to the question that I ask every single time we do any sort of video on anything. Where is Steven? Is he going to show up in this? When is Doctor Strange showing up in this new phase? He should have been here by now. Come on, where are you? And he's not answering my texts, so it can't even be in this multiverse, in this version of the multiverse.
Yeah, we said this in one of the Loki reviews, but it's at the point now where he's gonna have to explain where he's been for me to be on board with his movie.
Right. Yeah. We definitely said that in a Loki review. And once Spider-Man hits, he definitely has to explain where he's been.
Man. Yeah.
Like, the only thing I can think of is maybe he's in the Eternals movie and the Eternals take him somewhere.
That would be interesting.
Like completely out of place for that movie from everything that we've seen about it.
Yeah, that's fair. It seems to be very much a self-contained story about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Steven has some splaining to do.
He does. But yeah, that was I've gone back and watched just the end of the Shang-Chi trailer so many times just to be like, what is going on? What is he doing?
This is why I love you. You're amazing. You're like the only person I know that would do that. With that question in mind. Like maybe other people would do that just to
Yeah, they're
like,
like,
oh,
oh,
that's
what?
such a sweet like
Yeah.
fight. I really want to see the rest of that fight. But you're like, no, why is Wong there?
What is
What is
happening?
happening? What are the circumstances surrounding this cage match?
Yeah, I want to know. Abomination's just chilling, I guess. He's just been there.
I mean, we don't know what he's been up to.
That's fair.
So he hasn't been around since Incredible Hulk when a whole different person was Bruce Banner.
I mean, I don't know if it's a hot take, but I adore Ruffalo's Banner.
Oh, I adore Ruffalo. Should like, however they got to Ruffalo playing Banner, I'm happy with because now Ruffalo's playing Banner.
Yeah.
It's because he's like an odd dude.
Yeah. Weird dude.
Like it's very endearing.
Mm-hmm.
I recommend going on Graham Norton's YouTube channel and watching clips of Mark Ruffalo on Graham Norton because he tells some hilarious stories about when he was a bartender before he was an actor and how he used to take unicycle lessons for fun. And like it's stuff like that that like endears me to Mark Ruffalo and makes me like his Banner like that much more.
He is just a weird dude, you're right.
He's just kind of odd, and like that's great because I have always had an affinity for the odd because I myself am strange.
Yeah, and that's really all my thoughts on the Shang-Chi trailer, which of course turned into us talking about the Hulk and Doctor Strange.
Yeah, because why wouldn't it?
That's Mom was in that trailer.
Yeah, so go watch the trailer, and please, if you guys hear from Steven, can you let me know he's okay? Because at this point, I'm starting to worry.
Also, if you wanted to comment and tell me why Wong is doing a cage match,
please do this.
I would love to know your thoughts.
Can you guys do it for me so I don't have to get the text?
I just want answers.
He just wants answers. And if you guys can provide them, hey, this is a learning channel. It's an explaining channel. So sometimes we need you to explain stuff to us.
Please explain it to me.
Explain where my comic book husband has been and where and why Wong is in a cage match with Abomination. Anyway, that is what we have for the Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings trailer. I'm Susan.
I'm Tab.
And we are MCU Explained. Please like us, subscribe to us, and follow us on all of our social media. There are links in the description below. And share this video if you feel so inclined, because we would love to get the word out about our channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.